Welcome back.
We're throwing people off of piers. We're going to start this part strong by getting a new power and seeing that these are now optional and there's just kangaroo courts, not even that, all over the city, just hanging people by their legs on lampposts.
You know what would have been kind of cool? I saw like what it was, like a water fountain a little bit back there. It made me think, like, imagine if there were fire hydrants and stuff around the city so that you could explode, causing them to spray water everywhere for you to like sort of
Ooh,
spread
that
your
would be
lightning
cool.
around the land.
That would be really interesting.
That would be cool. Light in the tunnel.
Oh yeah, that's the smell I know and love.
It's Febreze.
That would be a neat little detail if after a while, like, you saw Cole had, like, a can of air freshener or something in his bag, and when he went in the sewer levels, just sort of spraying himself or something. That would be it.
Just get Zeke to jury rig it. Yeah, you know, 15 parts in, I'm starting to grasp this platforming shit.
You always seem to have trouble in the sewers, specifically.
I'm not sure what it is, I just fumble a few jumps here and there. But we're no worse for wear.
Oh, this thing.
I never use it in the second game, but in this game, it's actually pretty cool. I was about to say invaluable, but that's overselling it a bit.
See, even though it is very useful and it's, very practical, I never actually found myself using it that much.
You can use it in pretty much every state you're in, or just showing off. You can use it while jumping and hovering, but admit the moment after you get it, just do something to actually make it useful. Buy both of these upgrades, because it does two things. It makes the wall bigger, and it fucking heals you when you're shot.
Oh,
See, I just found my iron pecs to be enough for defense.
Mm.
Unfortunately, it does not protect you from water.
It's kind of like weird, like, I just noticed that when I held it up I wasn't grabbing onto the beam, but it does it sometimes, so I'm not sure if I genuinely fumbled or if that's like a bug, or I don't know. I can't say. But it does let me show off that I'm getting healed by this.
Yay.
In fact, I should have rolled with it and said that was intentional so I could show it off.
You should have. But
Like what that guy's doing, that was intentional.
He was showing off his electric boogaloo dance moves.
Yeah. And now I can close the gap with everyone. I realise what this is basically begging me to do is keep the shield up and charge, but I've got cover. And rocket dudes.
Actually, do you still get, like, do rockets, like, still explode on the shield, or, like, do they get bounced off? Like, I don't remember what they...
I don't think I ever got hit with a rocket while using this shield in my playthrough, so I couldn't tell you. I'm going to assume they probably do damage, though. Just so that you'd still have to worry about something.
Right. That turret is pretty intense, though.
Yeah.
Like...
But luckily we have the perfect counter now.
Jumping into the water. They'd never expect that.
Yeah, I'm throwing them here.
Suicide does tend to be the best defense against all attacks.
I mean, they can't kill you if you're already dead.
I'm climbing into a car right now. See that time he grabbed onto
Yeah, see, you just grabbed onto it.
But the other one I didn't, so I don't know. That's why I can't claim to know if I fucked up those jumps or if it's just sometimes buggy. Can't say.
Why did you take so long aiming that shot? I mean, he was in the water, like...
No, I've got to be careful. Cole shows no amateurism. If I even let them know for a second that I'm frightened, then they will pounce on me with their machine guns.
I will say sometimes aiming the shield could be a bit finicky.
Yeah, that's why you buy the bigger upgrade, so it covers your whole body. So you don't have to worry about it as much.
Well, even so, they can flank you with attacks. So.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for my moment. I think that jump there is basically to show you that you can hover while doing it.
Right.
One thing, another thing about this game is pretty much you are never locked off from your abilities. No matter what state you're in, you pretty much always have access to all of your moves.
Yeah, whether or not you're aiming or just running about.
I don't think something like... I didn't even remember that happening in my recording. But apparently it does. The platforms can just sink into the ground. We haven't seen a Gatling gun enemy in a while. They're really sporadic.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about them.
They even got an introduction cutscene, but they're nowhere near as present as the rocket launcher enemies. I'd even argue those...
Who are honestly a bigger threat.
Yeah. I'd even argue that those giant mech things that we saw are more present than... not giant mech, giant garbage conduits are more present than the Gatling gun enemies.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I really like how they installed those little beeping noises for when they get shocked.
Yeah.
Very considerate of them.
That's because that's how they powered this city beforehand. They just had giant tasers that they smacked the boxes with.
Cafe Con Conquistador.
Cole, my name is John White. We need to talk.
John.
John White, because he's black.
Meet me on the roof of the Adams building and come along.
Walter White. Because he's white.
Hey, Moya, you sitting down? John just called me.
Well, I'm sitting down now.
I never stood up during this whole game, Cole. I'm nice and comfy in an office with warm
Heading over
coffee.
there right now.
That's fantastic news, Cole.
Yeah, I'll say.
I'm a hero.
I'm starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel.
Convince him to come in, but don't push too hard.
Time for a speech check.
So he might be a little paranoid. If he feels threatened,
He also might claim to things about me that they're not true. They're not true at all.
Yeah, you'd think.
That's a nice cityscape. Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Or skyline, rather.
Sorry.
I know, from the more of the distance, I preferred it.
John.
I wonder what's going to happen this mission.
I can never get over those jaw movements.
Please maintain your current position. You brought a chopper? I told you to come along.
They're not with me. I don't know who they
Yeah, it should never zoom in on his face, actually, ever.
Did he have a
Why the
piercing?
hell did you send a chopper?
Nah,
John took off.
I didn't
he just
send
is that
me.
jagged.
If it's the First Sons, you need to get to John before they do. Follow that chopper. And don't let
Spoiler
them
alert,
fight.
Cole was part of the First Sons all along.
Is there really a point to using a searchlight when it's still daytime?
Yes,
One other thing.
Yes.
It looks like John
because
is
that way
spreading
it's
this
extra
rumor. All I
bright
get
wherever
is
you're
that.
looking.
I'm trusting you on this.
Well, not just that, like, if he goes in a shadow under a bridge or something like that.
Choice.
Well, then the light would still be obstructed because of the bridge.
No, like, he might be in a very shadowy portion that they're not. They could still shine the light, like, into the darkened area.
It still depends on the angle that the light's being shone at.
Well, yeah, but that's sort of how that's true at night as well.
Well, no, but at night it's dark generally everywhere. That's why you want it.
Yeah, but he's still likely going to be hiding in, like, shadowy
The
places.
helicopter.
Well,
is
if he
right
hides
on
inside a
the-
building, then certainly there'll be no point to that searchlight.
Yeah, but I mean, that's true at night too.
No, but at night, if he like runs across the street or something, then you might need the searchlight regardless. But you don't need
Yeah,
that
but what if
broad
he's in a
daylight.
dark alley or under a bridge or something?
I think you're overthinking this.
No, this is pretty important, Snake.
I mean, it's not like they are definitely going to need the light, but it's little enough effort to turn on the light that they might as well for those situations where they would need it. I mean, and it's not even like the middle of the day, it's already sunset.
And John White is pretty sneaky.
Just turn on full bright.
Now you're just being stupid. No one wants that.
Hacking reality.
He sees in full bright.
Reality. Who needs reality? Cole does look very fantastic when he's grinding, just like juts his chest heroically forward, sticks his arms out to the side like Sonic.
You know, the thing is, in Cole's running animation, he's really hunched down. It's like kind of unusual. You don't see like that running cycle very much, like in games with a hero just being incredibly hunched. It actually does look kind of villainous the way he runs. Less like it's more a scurry than anything
Like
else.
Like he should have a cape that he's like holding up in front of his face. Oh, that would be such a, like, if in one of the Infamous games, like, the character in the evil missions, like, gets a cape that they hold up in front of their face.
Actually, I'm thinking less of Cole's, like, run and more when he stands still and just, like, shoots his legs and arms outwards.
Yeah.
That pose is really kind of... It's unique.
Imagine that villain does have like a really obnoxiously long cape and you defeat him by setting it on fire by shocking it.
Or you blast it and it just carries him
No
back.
capes.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Your
Good.
annoyance has been saved. Also, see, I had to collect 35 more at this point to get more blast shards. They've just been kind of rising in the background and we've never noticed it, just how many battery cores I have. Oh well, this searchlight was really handy. Oh, they're trying to blind
It's
him.
clearly brighter where he's standing.
That's not
But
where the
it's not like-
helicopter is.
Yeah, that's something else true. It makes it harder to, like, shoot at a helicopter.
What are you shooting at, John? Oh, well, it did some damage, I suppose.
So they weren't with those guys. Just so nonchalant.
I don't give a fuck.
It's a barrel.
Who cares?
Who cares? No, it's not. Oh.
He is.
I thought those
lifting
were
up the
bees
car.
at first.
I love this morality choice. I love how scrunched up his face is. Just look at the way it cuts to this.
And even if it doesn't score a direct hit, the explosion's still gonna mess me up. I could shoot the tank now, use it to blow off the golem's arm. That'd make my life easier.
Conveniently there.
Alright.
Just sprinkle some incapped people there.
We've decided to have a pain party under this bridge.
Can you, like, you... I'm really mad that there wasn't, like, a choice to, like, reflect it back at him.
Your actions have made you slightly more neutral.
See, what you didn't see is that there was a bunch of incapped people behind you as well that got incinerated.
Okay, now this thing is absolutely worthless to me because look, that move, it can't do anything to me now. In fact, it heals me. The other move it can do, shooting a giant one at me, that now does nothing because I reflect it. So basically, I have counters to both of his moves that are perfect and will never fail me.
Now it's just a big thunder sponge.
And this one powers me up even, so I can throw out more megawatt hammers. Just to kill it slightly quicker.
Hit it with everything you've got.
Give it everything you got.
So yeah, these are now really just... They're not even fun to fight anymore, because they're just...
Those two balls you just knocked back probably incinerated a bunch of those wounded people.
No, but I wasn't thinking about it, so it's okay. If you don't think about it, it's alright.
What a case of ostrich syndrome.
John. Hey man, it's clear. Great. I save his life and he bails.
He's
He's
a,
hiding under the
he's
bus.
a stealth conduit. He is the bus now.
Bus driver conduit just zooms away.
He is a sneaky one, though. That's why they needed the searchlight. Cheers. Cheers.
Coordinated.
Thanks for running after me for that. What's this guy doing? Just staring in awe and reverence of Cole. I love the civilians in this sometimes, but they're a stupid bunch.
Ray sphere.
Oh,
Where do we need to go for that ray sphere? Looks up.
they're endearing enough that you want to see them, but unintelligent enough that you don't feel too bad about them dying.
52 seconds.
What do you
They're the
want me to tell
perfect
Boyd?
kind of little...
You're
I'm not even sure. I was going to say pet, but...
You know, yeah, I think pet's a good term. It's like you have an ant farm or something. The individuals don't matter, but it's more about the group of them as a whole.
Yeah.
AI agent. Yeah, that'd be the day.
Oh snap.
You won't see me, but I'll know when you have the ray sphere. Once it's in your possession, we'll figure out how to destroy that damn thing.
So, yeah, that was a pretty big plot point. Turns out everything we knew was wrong.
But just kind of the way it was delivered over a call like that, it felt like it had really little impact to me. Like, I just sort of went, oh shit, when that was said, but then I just kind of proceeded to not really care that much.
I wonder if Moya is going to be important from now on.
Because, I don't know, I never felt like I had built up a connection with Moy or anything, or I never even really felt the sense of desperation that Cole felt that she would be his way out. But, like, oh no, she's not actually on my side. Whoopsie poopsie.
Some story elements are just delivered in calls and then just discarded. There's no big reveal to them. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, turns out you've been lied to, man. You should probably get on with that.
Worried you weren't gonna show.
Well, I sped here from across
Well, I mean, they
town.
kind of have to deliver a lot of it in calls because they want you to still be able to move and whatnot. They don't want to waste time you just traversing the city with nothing happening, you know? Like, that way you can move places while delivering the story, and you don't have to go to a specific place to activate a cutscene to meet everyone, you know? You can do stuff on the fly.
And that does work for the most part. But at times it does sort of sacrifice any kind of dramatic tension or impact when it's just dropped in a call like that. I can't really see... Well, maybe that just be more because it was never established as a character I cared about in the first place, so...
I'll tell you though, when you're recording these games twice over, you do kind of appreciate still having some agency when stories being delivered that you already know.
That's true, especially on replaying. Long cutscenes
Yeah.
are one of the banes of replaying a game. Oh yeah, this is a really fun mission. The one thing I really like
Yeah.
about it is that it's incredibly glitchy with Zeke, because sometimes I've experienced he will just straight up stand at those levers, you know, ready to be raised up and then not do anything. There was one time...
Just to spite you.
One time, I raised up the elevator and Zeke just phased through it and stayed at the bottom. The elevator came up without him.
Wow, Zeke's had a hard life. Even the lifts don't care for him.
He doesn't even lift.
I like how when they built this tower, they rewired all the neon signs so they'd still be operational.
I like that all these neon signs are recycled, so they've all been stolen from chain shops. But mum and pop stores were left unmolested. They're perfectly fine.
Well, yeah, but they don't have, like, mom and pop shops don't have, like, custom-made neon signs a lot of the time.
Well, they all have to have neon. If they have a neon sign at all, it has to be custom made. That's why they're a mum and pop store and not a chain.
No, because they have, like, a neon open sign or something.
And like
Okay, fair enough,
Infamous 2 just like have a building built out of Call of Booty signs.
Yes!
It's really symbolic. What? Oh, why does everyone I love fall off of tall things?
Oh, that was great.
I really do like this. Vertical platforming is always top tier, and especially in this one since it's way more vertical than any of the others.
Zeke always wanted superpowers and he died flying.
And this, tower, it's like like we said with climbing the cop building or certain other ones, if you fall off, it does game over you and restart you at a checkpoint. But now there's stuff like, there's an achievement for jumping off the highest point in the game, which is in fact this tower, or doing the charge thing, drop off this tower basically. And, okay, doing that in the post-game and having to climb this whole thing with absolutely no screw-ups like that, or else
Yep.
you have to start the whole thing over again. Oh god, it's a whole new level of tension.
Though I must say, even with the knowledge that it will phase you out and respawn you at a checkpoint, this is still a really great atmosphere of like tension, I'd say, regardless. Really gives you
Yeah,
good scope of the city.
It's something that, I mean, jumps like these where you have to, like, glide really far to the next bar and you land, like, they calculate it so you, like, just barely latch on. Like, they use that a lot in the Infamous series, but it's always effective.
Probably some of the best sense of height I've seen in a video game.
Enemies can't knock you off with their shots. Which does decrease the tension somewhat, but it would be fucking more annoying
Jeez,
if it
that
was the
was-
other way around, so...
Oh god, that was close, though, the way, like, oh jeez, that was...
It's not guilty of what Uncharted is guilty of at least 5 times a level, where you get on a handhold and then it collapses and Nate goes all...
Oh no, better get some of the other contrived handholds.
They're not necessary right now. All focus needs to be
See?
on the tower.
Jeez, can you imagine just being knocked off by Cole, not dying from the shock, but just being pushed off and falling that entire distance?
It would be pretty terrifying.
And you don't even get evil karma for it.
No, giving your enemies a cruel death doesn't count. The great
Goodbye,
part about
friend.
reverse magnetism is they get more time to contemplate the horrible death waiting for them.
Wait, did that guy survive?
Yep. He pulled it off. Sorry, I'm really impressed.
Zeke, wanna see if you survive the fall?
Zeke could just, like, run vertically upwards in midair, and he runs so fast that it would slow his descent to the point where he could survive.
Wish this had never happened to me. Just nothing but a damned errand boy. Same as before.
Oh, get used to that feeling, Cole.
Tell me when they tell
It's
me.
called being a video game character, Cole.
Get used to it. Your choices are only nominal, Cole.
It's like I have no agency in my life except for very arbitrary black and white moral decisions that randomly appear.
It's like a basketball court.
I was more thinking, hey, look at these chest-high walls. This is the most video game area in this game.
It's got everything.
Come on up here, Zeke. The big boss is waiting for you, not me.
And the boss is Shaquille O'Neal.
You mean Sir Charles? Like, yeah, that would be. Oh god, no! Just imagine basketball conduits.
The enemy is going to come down and chaos dunk us out of existence.
Actually, that would be really cool. Like a rubber conduit or something who was specifically like an athlete and like could did a bunch of sport shit like basketballs, etc.
Not to mention his rugged ability could be bouncing bullets back at enemies instead of the shield.
No, like the best thing yet is like you can absorb his ability or like you get his power and just your fast travel thing you get from them is like turning into a ball and bouncing around the city.
But to reabsorb a big thing, you have to hope all your enemies are wearing willy boots. And you just absorb the boots off of them.
You absorb the elastic from their underpants.
Oh, okay then. You could make enemies really uncomfortable by like just draining the elastic and all their clothes start feeling awkward, and I want to see if this guy lives. Nope.
Zeke, do it. Go.
I've just been sleeping here.
Like he was just taking his nap, then he just wakes up. Whoa! What the fuck's going on?
Things are actually happening up on this tower. Honestly, it's really awkward for this conduit if he can't take that off, because he's never getting down.
Oh god, like the poor he was probably some like loser who they just put on guard duty at the top of the incredibly secure tower just so he'd be out of the way, like he wouldn't have to have any real responsibilities, and now all this shit's going down.
I love how casual Cole's kind of Cole is when he's just deflecting bullets in that. I was like, here we are again. This is now my life.
I'm not impressed. This is very dramatic.
It's very sad.
You stole my childhood! My home! You dare come here!
Poor Alden. All that potential squandered. Your father would have been so disappointed.
He has a cool voice.
Dare mention my father!
A more smooth kind of gravel, more refined.
I never noticed he's actually standing in that before, and he's very visible because his pose does not sell his anger in the scene.
Zeke yanked the ray sphere out of its cradle and was caught between Alden and Kessler.
Use
It was
blast.
definitely time to escape.
Several of
He
them.
just stood there, petrified. You see, through the fear, he realized that the key to his dreams, the tool to make him superpowered, was
He already has super speed though.
Yeah, but he wants more. He wants to be even faster.
kill thousands.
Zeke's actions have made him slightly more evil.
Z just hit the start button.
Everything's fine. No change at all. Kessler's first to grasp the situation. Claims to know what's wrong. If Zeke brings him the ray sphere, Kessler will be able to give Zeke the powers he craves. My best friend looks me in the eye and then makes his second.
No, I'm pretty sure that was a logical decision. Like, I'm pretty sure you would have actually murdered him, Cole.
Yeah, that was his first right decision in this scene.
Barely felt the impact.
Ow. Being hit by a giant piece of falling rebar, though, that does actually... Electric powers doesn't trump that. And then I was okay.
Yeah.
It does actually start you on top of the tower, going back to what we said earlier, so we can do the dive thing now if we want.
Yes.
I
do
should,
you do
I
it,
should
though?
climb this tower down nice and slowly,
93
though.
seconds.
Oh.
Zeke's my best friend, like a brother to me. He's about the only person I do trust. Or did, anyway.
Alden's on a killing spree and Kessler has the Ray Sphere.
You blew it.
We need to resolve both situations.
And start a lightning storm with your anger.
I'm starting to think none of this is my problem. Maybe I should just slug it out and then swoop in and nab the sphere when the dust settles.
Are you just like trying to find the perfect location?
No, I'm looking at the third island.
And who the hell knows what that
Look at
Moya
that.
person
Look at that.
wants?
This
bridge.
was effective, like, yeah.
38 seconds.
Showing the next place you're going to go to.
Serious about destroying it. I'm in no mood.
And I've got to be picky about where I drop too.
Alden's heading into the historic district.
Of course.
Catch up to
Yeah,
him,
you gotta
take him out,
make something like
and
this
look for
count,
Kessler.
because we're not coming back here.
Be in touch.
Well, I am on my evil run.
Isn't there a slightly higher area? Like, can't you get up on there?
On top of the
Nah,
crowd.
fuck that.
Snake, just use your megawatt jump to get back up here.
Oh, that's a good idea. We should use the megawatt jump from here.
Oh,
It's
mama!
It's time.
Cool. Millions are dead.
Well, 4.
Oh god, wouldn't that be great if you, like, somehow did it from a certain theoretical height that you shouldn't even be able to reach? Like, if you somehow did your megawatt jump into the heavens and then slam down, you could, like, wipe out an entire island's
I
NPCs.
completely forgot about this guy, because you mostly saw him while just doing side missions and, like, running around.
Roosevelt Bridge reopened because light socket had nothing to do with it. 2 engineers.
Jeez, did someone, like, just smear Vaseline on the screen? This is an incredibly shitty display case for this television.
I'm not being sold on it, frankly. Also, going what
Yeah,
he
I
said,
wouldn't buy it.
when the Beast arrived, what they should have done was just did that thing Red Bull did. They put a man near space, and then Cole just jumps out the pod and does the drop on the Beast.
Yes!
And if it doesn't work, well then clearly we should just surrender, because we're fucked.
Along the outskirts of Empire City. To quote pop star
I like
Sunshine
this
Wilson, it's important that we keep
Sunshine
up the
Wilson
morale
made
of
this
brave
music.
men and women protecting Empire City.
Is Sunshine Wilson a man or a woman?
I'm
Both.
honored to be here.
It's whatever you
The
want
Ahsoka
them to be.
confirms that additional visits are scheduled over the course of
I kind of like that name, Sunshine Wilson.
Tank now. Use it to blow up Gollum's arm. That'd make my life easier. But the explosion will incinerate all of those injured
Sounds
people.
good to me. And then you do the rest of the fight, and that thing's only got one arm, and the difference is marginal, really.
Them's the breaks.
Well, Cole, it's nice to know you can be so casual about this.
That was like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by